David. I am doing yours now. Probably be about 20 minutes because I'm really wordy today, but anyway, just give me a heads up. So they're already shuffled. All right. What covers you? So it's what the situation centers around most likely somebody that you know. If on the off chance this doesn't sound like anyone that you know or that you're currently experiencing any type of situation with, then it could be just an aspect of yourself that we're dealing with. But most likely this would be like a so she's like a water sign, and she doesn't necessarily have to be, but that's the way that she would present. So I'm not sure, like, if you're into astrology or anything. However, this is just a very loving person, very gentle, really enjoys like the beauty of nature and the outdoors, music, art. She's a lot like the fire suit, like the Leo, Sagittarius, Aries, like they're also like they're creative and they appreciate beauty and they're positive like she is, but the difference is they're a little more like not in your face about it, but yeah, just wow, like energy's moving a lot faster. And whereas she would embody a lot of the same characteristics, she's very positive and loving, but she's just like more slowed down. She takes life at its own pace, experiences each moment fully, doesn't have an agenda with any attachments for other people. She just truly gets joy from seeing people that she cares about being joyful. That is the end, like the end goal for her. So this is just a person like that this is centered around, again, like I said, or an aspect of yourself. And also too, so being the queen, it doesn't necessarily denote any specific age under this or over that. It's more to denote a maturity. And because this has to do with emotions, this would say that while she's very in touch with her emotions and feels them very deeply and fully, she also has mastered the ability to make sure that they don't control her, that she doesn't get carried away by them. So she is very, very stable while still being able to remain fully connected to every emotion. And she's able to continue to use logic and reason while under the influence, so to speak. All right. What crosses you? So what would affect this particular aspect here, for better or for worse? I have a hard time thinking it would be her. So we'll continue, and hopefully the other cards will fill this in. She would be a special kind of person if this happened to her, and she still manages to remain so open and so vulnerable, because this is betrayal. It's not like a vindictive betrayal. It's just somebody that's they're operating from a more selfish standpoint, not like I don't care about you or your stuff, but more like all I'm thinking about is me and my stuff. And that can lead to thoughtlessness and actions that negatively impact other people. Not that we meant for that to happen, but we just weren't thinking or caring about the long-term effects. So she saw something she liked, in this case, she saw something pretty and she just skated away, not like pre-planned malicious theft type of thing, but more of I saw it and I liked it and I just skated away with it, and whatever happens, whatever, I'm not concerned about that. So this is also a very in the moment type of person, just not in the same way that she is. This is a very in the moment, I'm not thinking past right now and what I want and what I want to do. So the assurance you can gain from that is that, this isn't personal. This just a person that may have, it doesn't necessarily have to be a literal taking of. It just could be mishandling trust, telling the wrong person the wrong thing, taking something that didn't belong, but the common theme, no matter what it was just that it wasn't a direct betrayal with the knowledge that it would hurt or the intention to hurt, I guess. And I don't know how that impacts this. I really don't, because it could be that this person may unwittingly betray you, but she is supposed to have things pretty well together. Her head may be in the clouds a bit, but she is mature and she definitely cares. She cares so much. And on the other hand, if this is currently happening to her, that could be a possibility. Yes, absolutely. So she is so open and trusting and loves everyone. She sees the best in everyone and she gives everyone a chance. So there is somebody that she is leaving herself open and vulnerable to because, again, she sees the best in everyone. So maybe she's not noticing certain signs or indications. Maybe it's already happened, maybe it's about to happen, but either way, she couldn't see that or believe that or prepare for that or protect from that because she let this person in, possibly what some might say too close, or gave this person an opportunity to hurt or betray her. But her only mistake was just in believing the very best of that person. And it's kind of sad, but these are things that happen. Where this came from. So what is beneath you? The foundation of this issue. When I get a lot of court cards, it's just difficult because it could be so many different things. So I'll just have to go on intuition, and if I'm way off, I just hope I can give you enough information where you can use that to put the pieces together yourself. But anyway, where this came from is a youthful idealism, and there's nothing, I just don't know how this has to do with you, not just yet, maybe you will. So there's nothing wrong with this. I mean, this is, there's that charming boy who sweeps you off your feet and he promises you the world, not because he's trying to manipulate you. He really thinks he can give it to you. He really thinks he can make all your dreams come true. He's not trying to lie and con and swindle and manipulate you. He, like I said, very idealistic. And so it's, again, this is a innocent, but also he can also be careless and reckless with matters of the heart, not out of cruelty, but he does become very consumed with the emotions, unlike her. He like a drug. They do intoxicate him. He kind of gets off on that. That's sort of his thing. He does like that whole emotional brain cocktail hormone rush thing, because it is he would be like a Pisces type of person, not necessarily, this could be anybody, but in that aspect, just kind of enjoying the escape or the intoxication. And so it could be like a thrill seeking or idealism decision, misguided, that somehow led to this. I don't know yet. Maybe I won't never, but I can't dwell on it because it's already 8 minutes in, so I'm going to try to hurry. In your recent past, as it pertains to this situation, there has been some progress made toward a goal. Now, this would have to do with, this is a fire type of thing. So this goal would not necessarily be career or romance related. It could be, but the primary focus on this is definitely energy, whether that be passion or actual, physical activity. It could be an exercise program or a sport. It could be art, anything that makes you feel fiery, whether that be a creative fire or a motivation feeling that you've got, or even passion. Anyway, but this being in the recent past means that you have recently encountered somebody who is just as passionate about this endeavor as you are. They're going to lend a hand, not because they want to help you. Yes, it will indirectly help you, but say, so you want, I don't even know what they're doing with this boat, but whatever it is, like you're doing this thing and you're very passionate about it, so you're motivated. I'm going to move this boat. This person also is really excited about moving the boat, and they've got a lot of energy and motivation to do so as well. So you're moving toward a common goal, and since you're both contributing energy, you'll get there faster. Also, you can bounce ideas off of each other, so that'll fuel that creative fire, and you may have better ideas with the two of you together than you did separately, as well as, like I said, the workload cut in half, somebody to talk to and chit-chat with while you're doing the work. So it's definitely a labor of love, and just being at that beginning part and finding a partner to collaborate with to get things off the ground a little bit. So in your near future, as it pertains to this situation, which I have to admit I thoroughly don't understand, but in your near future, we're looking at some recovery. So just needing to take a break, maybe not even a literal like physical break, but just to slow down, kind of go within. You have some wounds to lick and some healing to do, pieces of you to put back together before you're right, to be able to put yourself back out there again. And you know that, and that's very wise of you. You know, coming up in the near future, maybe you have to put pause on an opportunity, or to delay, or maybe even say no to something you really want to do, but you have the wisdom to see that you're not in a place right now where you're ready for that. You need to fully heal so that you can give it your all. And it could even be to do with this thing. You know, you guys are just getting that off the ground, and that's like you're putting all this energy into it, working hard, but you might not get very far before you realize, whoa, you know, maybe I pushed too hard, and and I need to slow down. Maybe like could be a literal injury that you need to heal from that you sustain while participating in this. Or it could just be something that just coincidentally occurs while you're in the process of doing that makes you say, oh, you know, as much as I love this and as passionate as I am about this, and I don't want to let this other person down, but I really just can't right now. You know, I have to look after myself first before I get back to that. What crowns you, the best thing that you have going for you in this situation. You are very well aware of the power that you have over your own life and your own circumstances. You're not one to play helpless victim of the whim of life. I think I might have just said something similar, sorry, but anyways. But you take ownership, basically, is what I'm trying to say. You are accountable for your actions. You hold yourself accountable. You know what you did that got you what you wanted, and you also know what you did that got you what you didn't want. And that will help for you to decide what you should do and what you shouldn't do, not out of a moral obligation or a sense of duty or because someone said to, but because you know what you want and you know how to get it, and you know that certain things won't get you there. So that's an awesome thing to see. And that is the best thing you have going for you, because you are fully in control of what happens when. So you might decide, yes, I'm going to take this rest, but it doesn't necessarily have to mess anything up unless I let it. That's totally up to me. You, in this situation, so you're currently, it's hard when we get here, because in 8, being so close to the end, this is something that you've invested a lot of time into, and energy, and love, and just memories maybe. And so you may have been realizing for a little while that it wasn't bringing you any satisfaction, but you probably continued sticking to it past the point that that you recognize that, because you're so invested in it. You've been in this situation for so long, like, you know, would have been a waste, or, you know, but like, I can't just put all that time and then just abruptly just leave. Then what was that time for? But the further you go and the longer you walk on that path, the harder it is to deny that there just isn't anything there for you. You know, you really thought there was for a time. You thought that you were going the right way and that this was going to pan out the way you dreamed it would, but you're noticing that you can't deny it anymore. It's dead ending right there. You can't just keep walking it and pretending it's going to be okay. It won't allow that anymore, because it just like you can clearly see there's nothing beyond where you are. What that's saying is you can put more energy, more time, more money, more love, more anything. But there's no amount of anything that you could put into this that will allow that to give you back anything more than it currently is. And you're noticing that you're just not satisfied with that. So you'll have to have the bravery to pick a new path if that's what you want to do. But I mean, who cares, right? Like, who cares if we've spent 10 years making the same mistake? That's not reason enough to stay there if it's not fulfilling. It's never too late to do something that does make you happy. Anyways, that's just my little extra part. But in your environment as it pertains to this situation, so this isn't you, but this is something that affects you, and this may just be you're able to observe someone who's got, that to you, and they very well may for real, has it all together, and who understands that they're not just in this endless rat race, this chasing of objects and material things, and like, oh, they have a nice car, they have a nice house. That's not what you're looking at, and it's not even what you're envying, because it's not about envy. You just admire that, and you're looking at that as framework or inspiration for something that you would like to possibly recreate. And what that is that you're seeing that, yes, they have a healthy focus on material needs, because we can't escape those. So we do have to go to work and attend to our responsibilities, feed our kids, put clothes on them, all that type of stuff. But at the same time, their joy doesn't come from the things. Having the things taken care of and the needs met just allows them then to focus 100% fully and completely on being happy together. In this case, it is as a family, developing the family bonds, taking the time, because they're not so worried, how am I going to pay this bill? The electric's going to get shut off, not having to hustle, being able to just stop and watch the kids play and enjoy a nice day, sit outside. None of the stuff that they're taking pleasure in right now has anything to do with money, but this is tied up with material, because they couldn't have done this and they couldn't have gotten there if they hadn't put their priorities first and gotten to a place where they were comfortable, fed, and housed. So, it's about a balance, and you are seeing somebody pull that off, and maybe it's giving you hope that that can be achieved, and maybe that's what you want. I don't know. But yeah, that's your hopes or fears as it comes to this situation. I think that you're sensing that you're going to not only need to be strong, but disciplined. And this is I think I remember that you may be a Leo. I was about to say you strike me as one anyway. So you're no stranger to this, and this is something, that this is the Leo card anyway. So it's not just to be strong, but to be able to know which type of strong to be when. Picking your battles. Something that might make you angry, or that might ignite your hot temper. You might have to stop and say, well, in the end, is this really worth getting worked up over? Maybe I should let it go. And yeah, there's some pride about it, but true strength, the lesson of this card is that true strength isn't about dominating whatever obstacle comes in your life and crushing it with your superior force or strength in the classic interpretation, but more being able to know which fights are not worth investing your energy into, and being able to walk away from something that is provoking you, and to be quiet when you have so much to say, because it's not worth it. It won't get you anything. Maybe it's not even worth it to you to hurt. It'll hurt that person. And even though you're right, what will you accomplish? So with all of that wordiness, this is saying that your hope when it comes to this situation is to be able to maintain your composure, to keep your impulse in check, and to not get engaged into every emotion that is asking for your attention, or to engage in every battle that you're invited to. Possible outcome if you continue on your current path. So based on the choices that you're making, this is what's likely. But of course, if you don't like it, be conscious of your decisions, and you already know how to do that, and steer the ship in a different direction. You can do that by making decisions more in line with where you'd like to end up. But with all that said, where you are likely to end up, this is fantastic. Oh, I'm so happy to see this. Okay, so, like we were looking at this and getting this started, but then I was a little worried because it's like, oh, something might interfere with that, and then I don't know. But, anyways, I'm not going to. So the possible outcome, if you continue on this current path, is definitely getting to this point where this is, with that, the fire, of course, the Leo energy, but with the fire here, being able to completely master, and that ties in with your strength also, and being able to completely master all that energy. Because as a fire sign, you probably understand that at the times that you're not in your mature aspect, you might be all over the place. You might start 1,000 things, but you can't finish any. You don't have the discernment to know what is worth putting your energy into. And on that note, might fight back in every petty little argument that comes your way. But when you get to this part, you still have the same amount of energy and motivation. You're still just as charismatic and fiery and positive, and everything. All the good things are still there. However, you have developed also with your experiences the ability to know how best to channel that energy, how to get the maximum impact, what things are worth putting your energy toward, which things are going to be successful, how to make them successful if they start to falter, and how to balance your other aspects of your life so you're not burning yourself out by dumping yourself entirely into your endeavors. So you've definitely got what it takes. You've got the ability to be able to be successful in whatever this is. What remains a mystery to me? I have no idea. I'm just going to say this seems like a whole entire different thing altogether. But I'm hoping that it makes sense to you at least. And if it doesn't, I'm really sorry. I'll try another one for you another day. Sometimes it just happens that way. I don't know, garbled communication or fuzzy signal or something like that. I don't know. But anyway, have a good day. I took up my 20 minutes, so I'm going to let you go, and I will talk to you whenever.